Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Iglus Dortmund module, the 7th module of the first edition, the last one. I will give a very short introduction to the module, and then Carsten Zimmerman, which is kindly hosting us here in TUD. They did a great job for preparing a very interesting curriculum for this module, I think. We'll give you an introduction, and Maxim also. So very quickly, before we get to the serious slides. This session will be a very short welcome to our new fellows. So the youngest who joined us from yesterday. Then I will ask you for your updates. Then we will have an introduction to the Faculty of Spatial Planning. Then Iglus updates, evaluations, overview of the 2 weeks, what we do in these 2 weeks here, and then some practical information about the field visits, launch, and so on and so forth. So before we get to the introduction, let's give the floor to Carsten to give you a welcome maybe, and tell us where we are exactly.
Good morning, welcome everybody. Here, Dortmund University of Technology, which is a technical university, so our faculties are largely, the largest faculties are of course mechanical engineering, electrotechnics, informatics. We are a planning school here, the Faculty of Spatial Planning. You may know that in Germany we make a very sharp distinction between architecture, urban design, and spatial planning. So we have the Faculty of Architecture, which is next to us, but which is an independent other faculty. So we have a distinct faculty for spatial planning. This is where we are here. The faculty, the university has about 28,000 students. Our faculty has in the moment around about 1,300 students. We have a bachelor in spatial planning, which goes for 4 years, so 8 semesters, and we have a master program, this is 1 year, 2 semesters. And we have an international master program called SPRING, Spatial Planning in Growing Economies in Developing Countries, which is our international master program. And of course we are part of Iglus now, which we are very happy with. So I'm the chair of the Department for European Planning Culture, so my responsibility in teaching is European integration, European spatial planning, the different planning systems in Europe, but I'm also teaching the transformation of post-industrial regions, metropolitan governance, and all these kind of things that we will address here. So we will not speak that much about European spatial planning, but yes, we'll speak next week about the European agenda, what's a part of my research agenda. Yeah. I'm also the vice dean of the faculty. This is why the dean is not here. She said, well, if you are hosting this program, of course you can do the introduction, you can give you welcome. I may introduce my colleagues, Andreas, who was involved in organizing this seminar. Andreas Putlitz, he's a planner. He studied in Wien, in Vienna. Working here as a PhD student and as a research scholar, and also Robin. Just coming. Okay. Well, you will see her during these 2 weeks. She will be with us not all the time, but she will also give a lecture this afternoon about a very interesting project here in the Ruhrgebiet area using biomass as a new form of energy here in the metropolitan area. So these are the 2 colleagues that were also involved in organizing the team. And of course there's Eva, my secretary. She's in this room. You will see her during these 2 weeks, of course, but she's responsible for almost all things we are doing. Yeah, welcome. So I hope you will enjoy your stay.
Maybe you should also say something about Europe. This is not really.
Oh, yeah, I love this.
Thank
you for remembering this. I'm the vice dean of the faculty. I'm the chair of this department, and I'm the president of the European Research Association, which is a network of researchers, an interdisciplinary network of researchers, architects, geographers, planners, sociologists. I myself am educated as a political scientist. Doing conferences, doing workshops, doing summer schools about all kinds of topics, social inclusion, cities, urban governance, etc. And this is also the reason why I have to leave next week on Thursday the 17th, because we have our annual conference next week from the 17th of September to the 20th of September in Chile, Romania. That's it for the moment. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So let's go to you, because some of you already know each other quite well, but the others are new. So I would like to ask everyone to give us a 1-minute introduction, the name, background, affiliation, and where do you stand with Iglus. Now maybe we start with Liz and then we go around the table.
I'm Elizabeth Gonzalez, or Liz, my surname. I'm Yeah, my last one. Yeah. I work for the local government in planning and urban and infrastructure planning, social development.
Hello everyone, I'm Yannis Demokridis. I come from Athens. I work with the Mayor of Athens in urban planning and development issues and as his advisor. And I'm an urban planner by education and have also studied real estate development as well. And this is my first one.
My name is Silvia Lopez. I'm from Mexico, and I am architect and urban planner. And I work for the local government in Zapopan, in Mexico. It's my field role.
Another one to finish.
Yes, that's one.
Hi, I'm Joana Arana from Mexico also. I work for the state government, and this is my last module too.
My name is Doğan Şahbay. I'm originally from Istanbul, Turkey, but I work in Dubai for the Roads and Transport Authority in Dubai. I work as a chief engineer for over the past 10 years. I work in the field of transportation, and this is my second module of the course.
Then we have Jean from Rio, which is coming always late, but he will come. He has a good track of coming, but late. Good. So, what I would like to do now, that you know more or less where you come from, I would like you to explain to us what was the main challenge, the main project you were involved in the past 2 months after you left Seoul in your city. Because as you remember, we had this discussion in Seoul that it's good to know what are our challenges in the work, so that you have better understanding, you can share ideas, and then we get a better feel of what we should focus now, because you are really working on that project at the moment. So almost 4 or 5 minutes, give us an overview of the main challenge or project you have been dealing with in your job in the past 2 months. Not that you are doing urban planning, you were doing politics, I know. but what was the main project you were involved in the past 2 months? And those of you who attended the Seoul module, was there anything that you could use from the Seoul module? That's also interesting to know. So let's go again around the table. Maybe this time again from Greece. They should rest, they just gave the.
I forgot to say that this is my last module so far.
Okay.
So, sales module gave me like some way for my thesis. So I was looking for about how to apply technology in the social development of my metropolitan area, because you will see in Harris model that many of the social programs are federal or from the national government or the state government, and there is no correlation between technology and how to give technology tools to the people in order to make the country more technology. So it gives me many ideas, and I'm thinking about some proposals for the metropolitan area development.
And concretely, in terms of your job, what was the main challenge you were dealing with, which made you busy in the job?
We will finish the administration on this September 30. So when I came back, I just will give my office to another person. And I was thinking about how to make a good close, so don't have problems later, because politically speaking, there's another party that came, a new party that came there, so they were starting pushing the political party where I work.
So you were also involved in politics, another kind of politics in Europe.
Yeah, because Mexico there's no there are no specialized public servants or technician public servants that works as a confidence of local government. So it's like many of the times if you want to work in government, you have to do some politics.
Okay.
I think it's like in Latin America. Curriculum, right? Yeah, Venezuela.
Thank you. Laura?
Well, the first or the main challenge that I get is like how to do a bus reform.
Okay.
So in Seoul Mall, I could get like some clue about the legal framework that we can apply to do that because we have like a public transport, but we have a private transport. It's controlled by association, and it's not easy that they get off of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So right now they are working together in the same way, so it's not work as well. No, the public transport BRT line. We did that like 1 month ago. So right now I'm trying to do this planning transportation system and try to the private transportation fit the public. So I'm working on that.
So you were involved with your
French
PhD.
model
but-
that I have paid for, but I can just a little bit talk about my PhD work. As the Professor Zerma is my second supervisor, and my work is about the indicators of a sustainable place identity. In the historic part of Münster is one of the small city in Germany, and the historic part of Tehran in Iran. Tehran is the capital of the Iran, and I have a comparative work how I can find out these indicators in two cities. And in my work, I have the questionnaires with 200 people, 150 in Tehran and 50 in Münster, because the population of the historic part of Münster is 3 times smaller than the historic part of the Tehran. And now I have done my questionnaires in both cities, and now I am doing analyzing this both case and how I can use some indicators for Münster to Iran and also for Tehran in Münster, something like that. But it's a wide work because I should find the indicators of sustainability and place identity and something. And if you have any question.
Thank you.
As you know, it's the first time for me to attend this. And I'm also doing my PhD, and my topic is to investigate the relationship between quality of life, urban identity, and urban form in new towns. And my case study is in Iran, and maybe in future I select a city in Germany also to compare the German cities and Iranian new township.
The third module focuses on the technology and innovation. As I'm planning to work in the city government in my city, we are building a new city that I'm thinking of how to connect the limited resources, the limited funds, and technology together to build a new like city downtown.
Okay. So the new towns in China are just emerging still, or?
And in my city, there are new, we're building a new like kind of downtown.
Okay.
Not Hong Kong, right?
No, not Hong
For the last 2 months, I was working to prepare like a document to build for the Lateran in Bahrain. It's a new project that we're introducing to the island. 2 main projects. One is the Lateran inside Bahrain, and one the GCC road is to connect Bahrain with Saudi. And from student model, I've got a lot like because the rare subject, it's a new subject to Bahrain, and we've seen a lot of examples in Seoul, like the time that we visited the depot and the lecture that we had for transportation, and the visit I did out of the challenges is like, this is a recent project, but when I joined the Ministry of Transportation, I used to work for the bus project, and the challenge is how to have like integrated system between the buses and the train. And I think this was missing in Seoul, or we couldn't get it right in Seoul.
You're working on the same project?
Well, actually, I'm working with regulations of public transport overall in Bahrain. So this is always challenging because you need to impose the law, and there is always social challenge of change, resistance of change as well. So it's quite difficult now. For example, now we are thinking about, should we open the market for expatriates to enter Bahrain and issue license for them to have a car rental companies or so on, or we should keep it just for Bahrain? This kind of challenges need huge debate and politics as well, and we need a policy maker for that thing. So it's always challenging for us.
And you design the policies, or
Yeah,
you
we
facilitate the discussion?
Yes. We design the policies, and then it's go to Prime Minister to see whether it's fit or not. And then there is always back and forth. Now this is not for just 2 months, this is 1 year and half almost now.
First, I'm losing my job right now. This administration, as Liz says, will finish at the end of this month. So a new party is coming to the government. So I will lose my job. But there's a lot of good things. I'm going back to the private sector where I come from. I mean, I have my own company in construction and all that stuff, so I will come back to that. But there's another good thing in my life right now, because I'm married and my wife is a federal deputy, just elected 3 months ago. So we were working on the plan, and the Seoul program or the Seoul model helped us to make some different things. So probably we will apply on their administration as a federal deputy. So I will help her in order to make some plan about not a smart city as we call Seoul. I'm not sure that Seoul is a smart city, but there's a lot of good things in Seoul that we can apply in Mexico. So that's what we are going to do.
Sorry, I have just one question. How you define a smart city?
It's like
I haven't.
There will be 2 sessions to read.
Before-
From Siemens and IBM, for sure they know.
before we go to Seoul, everybody says something like smart cities, like there's gonna be like fly cards and all that stuff. But it's not. It's like it's more like a city where everything is going well. It's like that is a smart city. It's not like technology things. There's something technological things.
Because everybody thinks that a smart city should have a high technology.
Yeah, but now
That's
they have a lot of high technology. So, but it's not the fact that if you are living in a smart city, it's not that you are always using your smartphone to do everything. No, it's more like the city working well.
It's more
Something like that. Yeah.
taking advantage of the resources and their circumstances.
Yes. I'm new. Yeah. All right. Did you learn everything? Yes.
Okay, well, I wasn't in the Seoul module, but since this is the first one, and definitely the past 2 months we have been dealing with a lot of politics and political situation in Greece and whatever is happening with the European Union and stuff like that. But apart from that, definitely, I mean, we're working on an urban action plan for the city center of Athens, which has experienced a lot of great decrease in the residents and the businesses due to the economic crisis. So we have a plan approved, and now we're in the early stages of implementing it. And along with that, we're working a lot until the end of the year to try and plan and make sure we secure, we have projects ready for the next EU programming period. So try to have the projects ready to finance them through EU structural funds.
Great.
In Guadalajara and Zapopan, I work in the urban planning office, and I tried after 4 months in Iglus, I tried to understand why Guadalajara and Zapopan and the metropolitan areas work with the topics in Iglus, not different topics in Iglus, especially in this model. In this preparatory work, I was trying to understand the why Guadalajara is efficient, sustainable, and resilience. For me, resilience is the new model, the new topic in Iglus for me, because of the other topics I was working is really interesting, because Guadalajara has serious problems in social management and for the projects. And in Seoul, I was my completely opposite the problem, because I was really surprised, because Seoul is really smart city for me. No? Seoul is I discovered that Seoul is smart because not has more technology, really has more innovation in different projects in the city, like public space. Public space is really good. Landscape is really interesting, and 3.0 government. They have 3.0 government, and other projects. I understand that's really smart. It's the most smart city I have known. The applicated.
Well, the last 2 months I have 2 programs, federal programs in the state. The first one is for basic infrastructure, and it is a little bit difficult because we have to attend all the municipalities that are out of the metropolitan area, and we have to distribute in the high priority zones. We have operation rules, and we have to move the poverty indicators with this program. It's one of the programs, and the second one is the rural roads maintenance. Also federal, and they have a lot of rules to accomplish, so it was a little bit difficult. I didn't attend to Seoul, but with the readings of this model, I'm so speculative. I have a lot of, I don't know, I really want to know how you function here, like a regional metropolitan. It's interesting.
As I mentioned earlier, I work for the Roads and Transport Authority in Dubai, and one of our most critical projects, and prime one, is called Dubai Transport Integration Manual. It's going to be the first of its kind in the region. We try to look at how the existing public transport network cater for the needs of the communities in Dubai, and how will the future transport routes be integrated into the existing system. And what I took away with me from Seoul was, first of all, the allocation of urban space in Seoul is nicely done. It's very nice. And right of way planning is done also very finely, and the quality of walking infrastructure for pedestrians and also for cycling routes for cyclists are up to standards. And easiness of changing from one transport mode to another from subway to bus or from bus to other regional services. It was very nice to see those, and surely we can make use of these observations and experiences in our cities, including Dubai also.
Great. So, thank you very much for sharing what you were involved in the past 2 months. I hope we will help you from Guadalajara, especially with some metropolitan insights, because that's really a metropolitan area. And also, if you think of Dubai, it doesn't have the metropolitan governance structure, but it's a metropolitan area if you include Sharjah and
the Emirates.
the other Emirates. It functions more or less as a metropolitan area. And then Maracay, I don't know, but it's not really metro. And Rio is a metro region. Athens, I heard that it's a metro region, but let's see, what we have to say about a functioning metropolitan system. Is it really functioning in Europe or not?
To be honest, no. There's some institutions we will visit them in Essen, the Regional Planning Association, and there's a Transport Association, but don't expect too much. It's a problem. Also here in Germany, but also in other European countries. I mean, Paris is not functioning very well.
But I think to some extent it functions quite well. You will see, it shouldn't happen like Seoul, because everyone came to Seoul and people expecting flying cars and okay. Okay, this is the smartest city we have already, so. but it should give us a good insight on metropolitan governance issues. I will give you a quick overview of Iglus updates. As I told you, in Seoul, we are now planning the first online course on management of urban infrastructures. It's a general course, hopefully it will be up by February 2016. We are now working on the slides and the curriculum of the program. Let's see what comes out, but for those of you who will stay in the program for the second edition, basically that can be a very useful course to get the basics. Most of you know the basics, but in other sectors, maybe you work for transport, you get some insight from energy and vice versa. Yeah. And the ones who will graduate can attend the course and refresh their understanding.
Yeah, we try to build the course a little bit like the modules where with different point of views. So we have practitioners, we will do interviews with politicians, and we have lectures from scholars, from NTS basically.
The other thing is that now we have CityNet. You remember the person coming from CityNet in Seoul, so now they are one of our official partners again. I hope with CityNet we will have a better reach to Asian cities, because they have membership of 86 biggest cities in Asia. So hopefully the doors of Asia will be open to Iglus in a while, and we get more colleagues like Nika from Asia in the class. And we are now defining 3 umbrella projects for Iglus. This is what we call it the second phase of Iglus. The first phase was mostly to understand, the areas of interest, to do research and also develop the training. But now we are defining this mobility as a service as a big project to work with a partner city, probably Zurich, and also one of the firms. As you remember this action research, we said we want to do a research that has a real impact on performance of the city. So now we are trying to make another consortium of the university, city, and a company to do research on mobility as a service, how you can implement the idea of mobility as a service in a city. What are the new business models, what are the legal frameworks, how you manage the social acceptance there, how do you manage the technology diffusion in the network. And Maxim is going to do his PhD on one of these topics in mobility as a service. Then we are defining another project on energy resilience. We are still defining the project, what's the relevant technology, because mass is a big technology now promoted by every company in the transportation sector. You remember what's mass? Those of you who were not in Seoul. Mobility as a service was a concept out there for a while, but Helsinki from 2014 take it really serious to sell you the service of mobility, like the service of abonnement that you get for your cell phone. This number of minutes, this number, this amount of data traffic. Now they think the mobility as the same service. So you will have access to the public transport in the region for the whole year, you will have access to taxi for up to 200 kilometers, you will have access to the regional train for, I don't know, this many trips, you will have... Helsinki is pushing for that.
Like
To launch it like...
It's not done yet, but it's the concept.
Yes.
It's spread for different.
Yes, exactly. They want to sell you a mobility package. You get an abonnement of, for example, 600 euros, and they make all the calculations how much you spend on your mobility per year, buying a car and getting the insurance and flying. So they want to reduce the cost, give you a package that, okay, 600 euros, whatever you want to do. You will be mobile.
It's really based on the telecommunication
Exactly.
package. Like you could do taxi roaming if you go to another metropolis and then take a taxi. Then you have agreements between the local taxi company and the Helsinki taxi company, and so it could be included in your package. So but it's many dimensions to implement it, and a lot of work to be done.
They are trying to gather the big players, Uber and public transport authorities of Helsinki, Siemens is there. So they really try to make this ecosystem of mobility as a service working in Helsinki, and then I think they want to sell it to other cities, because once you develop a good working package that functions, then it's a very valuable asset. So they are into that, and we want to do a research on this. I think we cannot get into Helsinki because that's already going on. But with cities in Switzerland, or I don't know, there is another idea for Rio, which later we will discuss with John, but maybe we can get into Rio to try this. Or if any of your cities are really into testing a new idea, then we are open to collaborate with your cities. Then energy resilience is another topic we are now working on because of all these climate changes in Switzerland, in Europe mostly. I think this summer we saw a heat wave and it was terrible. So in Paris you had the blackout because everyone was using the AC, and now there is a high demand for AC to be installed during the year for the next summer. People are just anticipating. And Constantino told me something about the energy crisis in Greece because of a heat wave 30 years ago that just came, and then everyone installed AC, and now the whole country is in trouble because they cannot provide that much of energy, and people do not really need to use it. But you see a change, in the environment, then this becomes a shock to the city, something will change, and then you have problem with resilience of energy in your city. So this is another important topic, especially with the climate change discourse. That is important. We want to do research on this. And then environmental friendly housing, which is our sustainability project. We are still defining the project, but can be something about the passive housing. It's well developed in Austria, I think. You can correct me, but we read some cases in Austria. They were trying to develop an ecosystem for passive or energy plus housing.
We will hear about that from our Smart City partner on Friday.
Yeah. So these are the three umbrella projects we are trying to define in collaboration with the partner universities and cities plus the firms. So for mass, hopefully Transdev will help us, and then for energy, maybe Veolia will help, and we'll see.
The idea of these three projects is to reach the three criteria of the Iglus framework, so efficiency, resilience, and sustainability.
And then now we have the dates of the second edition, more or less. Guadalajara, dates better than me.
Yeah, so Guadalajara will happen from 2nd to 13th of November, first week in Mexico City, second week in Guadalajara. And we go to Dubai, 25th of January till
5 or 6 of February.
5 or 6 of February. Then we have Istanbul, the 2 middle weeks of the month of April. Then we will go back to Seoul from 6th of June to 17th of June. And next September, we still don't know actually. We were planning to go to the US. But we might also see with Carsten what's the best to organize the Dortmund module, because September is a bit tricky. So. But that's it for the second edition.
And as you know, the second edition will be hosted by six cities, 8 cities, but 6 locations if you like, because now we have Mexico City, Guadalajara, and New York and Detroit. So in total you will visit 8 cities,
6 modules.
but 6 modules. And then this is the result of the evaluation, as we always share it with you. Is it readable or not really? Okay, so the blue are the sessions which were rated very good, the reds are the good ones, and the green are average. We didn't have any bad or very bad, thanks to you, because you were so nice. I don't know, what's the reason there, we are trying to understand. Maybe the quality is not that bad. But in Mexico, we started with 45% of the sessions very good rated, 50% were good and 6% were average. Then in Istanbul it was 38, 56, still 6%. Hong Kong it was a big jump, 72, 25, 3. In Dubai it became low, 30%, this was the lowest module we had, and then 70% good sessions. US it jumped because we changed a little bit, I think. This action research approach and making it more participatory. So 55% were good and 45 were rated as 55% very good and 45 good. And Seoul it was 45 almost very good and 50 good sessions and 6% average. So it seemed that we came back to Mexico again, but overall it's the trend shows some promises, and then hopefully you will have a better manager for managing the training program. Maxim is taking over, so this is the last module I will be here. I will be involved in the bigger Iglus project with the action research and collaboration with the organizations. Also with the Iglus platform, now we hired a new project manager that will work with us to make it a platform that we can really discuss issues with case studies. But Maxim will take over the training mostly, and he did a great job with also Andreas and Carsten and Robin to prepare the Dortmund module. And now they can explain what they prepared for us in the next 2 weeks. Let's go to the PDF, which is more readable.
Okay, so as usual, we will start with 2 days of context. So here we are. The next session we will give our vision of the metropolitan region. So a very brief introduction on the subject. And then in the afternoon we will have sessions with Karsten and Robin on green infrastructure, and as Robin explained, how biomass can be seen as a new form of energy generation. Tomorrow morning we will have the whole morning with Karsten. He will explain, he will give inputs on metropolitan governance. Maybe Karsten, you want to present what you're going to speak to?
Yes, the first session will be more about the theoretical debate about how to organize institutions in metropolitan areas. It's an interesting debate, and of course this refers always to practical solutions in different places in the world. And the second section will be more about some case studies here from Germany, but also from other countries in Europe, and also about the national strategies. In some European countries we have national strategies for metropolitan areas, how to organize them. This will be the topic of the second session. And then nothing can continue. We will visit a place which is not so far, and you can see it also. Unfortunately, this is the room in the very interior of the building, so you can't benefit from the perfect view. You can also see the stadium of Borussia Dortmund from here. So on this side, we will visit a place where steel production was practiced in the post-war years until the 1990s, and today it's a park in the lake. So what the people in the planning department of Dortmund did there, they sold the steel factory to China, and then now there's an artificial lake with some nice buildings. So it's an example of the structural transformation of the Ruhr area. That's what we'll visit tomorrow.
So Wednesday morning we will have the first project session, so we can see where you stand with your big questions and your research design. And Yanis, it will be the occasion to explain to you what we expect from thesis. Then we will have CEMEX, so the partner we...
He is the head of research for CEMEX. Some of you might know him.
CEMEX is a huge cement industry from Mexico, and he will speak of CO2 reduction processes in the cement production and in the housing production chain. Then we have field visit at Amsterdam Landscape Park. Lecture from Frank Flotman.
He's responsible for he's half the planning unit of the Regional Planning Association, and he's responsible for the green infrastructure and for the landscape park.
And on Thursday we will spend almost all day at the RPR, which is the planning association of the rural area. Then we'll have another lecture on metropolitan governance from Karsten. Friday will be dedicated to smart cities and innovation. Andres and Karsten team managed to get Siemens to come and lecture in the program. Apparently they're quite enthusiastic to give this lecture, so we have high expectations on this lecture. And then in the evening we'll have a reflection session on the first week. So we will do later a small in-class exercise, and so we will reflect on this exercise next Friday. And on Saturday we will go to Duisburg Landscape Park, which is a post-industrial project renovation. We will have a guided tour there, and Karsten will also give some input. So it's in Duisburg, which is another city of the rural region. Then Sunday we do nothing. On Monday, Matthias will arrive and he will give a lecture on the European Union urban agenda. Then we will have someone from Swissco. Swissco is also one of our partners and will explain the challenges of city logistics. Then we have someone from Veolia that will come and speak about resilience and circular economy. Then someone from Wuppertal Institute will talk about renewable energy transition and how it's territorialized. Tuesday morning we have another project session, so Matthias will be here, so you will have also his feedback on your work.
Especially those of you who are going to finish, because I think 4 or 5 of you will finish your coursework, and this is really the module to finalize the research question, the research design. And then when you go back to your office, you really spend your time in writing, and in 4 or 5 months you will defend. So this time we have more sessions on projects to make sure that everyone is on the track, and the others, will define it in a way that they can finish the part of the project as they go on with the training.
After that, IBM is coming, talking about smart cities. It will be interesting to compare with the Siemens lectures, so 2 different visions of the smart city. On the evening, we'll have a reflection session on the visit of Saturday. During the Duisburg Landscape Park visit, we will have some field work, so we will ask you to do a little assignment there, and we will reflect on that on Tuesday night. Then Wednesday, Dr. Andrea Finger-Stitch is coming from Geneva to give special lecture on green infrastructure. I sent you an assignment to do. I would really appreciate if you can do it, so to facilitate the lecture of Andrea. And I will send you the assignments as well for the external students.
And those of you who want to focus on green infrastructures for your master projects, this is the time to talk with Andrea, because she can be your supervisor, can give you some good input on how to bring the green infrastructure discourse to your master projects.
Yeah.
So if you want to have a session with Andrea, please let us know in advance to plan.
For example, Berta already told us that she wanted to have some green infrastructure aspects in her thesis, so we are trying
Also,
to arrange.
Linda asked for a session, I think.
Yeah.
But the others, if you want,
Feel
let
free.
us know.
Yeah, feel free to ask for her help, but just tell us so we can organize it. Then we have a lecture from Frau Lieder. Maybe you can present it.
It's Babette Nieder. She's responsible. She works for the municipality of Herten, which is one of the smaller cities here in the rural area, but they have a very interesting gone very bad. So this is his project. This is what she's doing for the city. And then I will continue with the more broader view on the energy term, the energy policy in Germany, which is a topic which is for us very important. We stopped using atomic energy due to the Fukushima event, and now it's
You stopped or you're trying
no, we're still using, but the decision is made that we will not use nuclear fission. I think in 2028, the last facility will be closed. Of course, we need some new sources of energy.
It's not cold.
Exactly.
And the last 2 days we will host our partners. So Thursday morning we'll have the UN with special session on resilience. Also another vision of urban logistics from Ms. Auferman from IML Institute. And Thursday in the evening we'll have project sessions jointly with TUD. So you can also have different feedback on your work. It might be helpful for you. And Friday the World Bank will come giving special lecture on metropolitan finance, and after that we will do the wrap up as always.
Victor is coming?
Yes.
Yeah, Victor is coming. Victor Vega.
In a very strange trip from Washington, he comes morning and then he leaves in the afternoon. I don't know how he will manage the jet lag, but he will come.
Yeah. And yeah, there are some side cultural events that Andres and Robin kindly suggested. So first, maybe one of the most important, tonight there is a welcome dinner at the depot, so we will leave.
Maybe they can explain
yeah.
what we are going to do.
So what is important to know that it's all suggested and it's all voluntary, so you don't have to attend something. We just thought it's nice to also get the opportunity to see some of the culture events in the region.
Some local tips.
Yeah. And the first and the very last point would be nice if we could do that together. So this is the welcome dinner and the farewell dinner, which will be hosted by the Lausanne. And we would like to ask you, but we can talk about that later. This is soccer match, like in Dortmund. The soccer club is very big deal. But we thought we might ask the participants, because some are not keen on spending an afternoon in the bar. Football fans, soccer fans, others are really enthusiastic about that. So you can tell us later how many people want to attend on the Saturday afternoon. We will reserve seats for you, and you might have to come an hour early because it will be jam-packed. You will see on Saturday the city literally turns yellow. It's great. It's really a huge deal in Dortmund. So that might be interesting. If you don't like huge crowds, then you might want to stay away from that. So for the first week we have some, it is a little bit tight. The problem is that the museums, exhibitions we proposed sometimes close early, so we still left it in the program in case the input might end a little bit earlier. We tried to make it fit also locally, because the Ruhr area is a metropolitan area, but the distance sometimes can be longer than you expect it to. Public transport is okay, but it takes some time to get around. So I think the best is we just talk at the end of each day, we just tell you a little bit more in detail what we had suggested, and you can just decide on the spot if you feel like it or if you're tired, you want to go home. And for the weekend, you have the Saturday morning field visit, and you can go on to Düsseldorf. It's actually 1 hour by train, but Düsseldorf is probably, it's not actually the Ruhr area anymore.
It's part of the Rhineland, so that's another region altogether. For those who are interested, I do live in Düsseldorf, so you can talk to me about tips and whatnot. I'm more than happy to meet up as well to do a little bit of touring around. So,
On Sunday, there's the occasion on Sunday, all the monuments and the industrial museums are free because it's the day of the monuments, apparently. And so you can go to some coaching plants or mines if you're interested in that. If not, we can talk about other destinations in the region as well, which are interesting. And we left some spot free because I think everybody would probably be tired in the second week. And then we have one last possibility to a nearby city, which is just a neighboring city, which has a very famous bar and restaurant area. Maybe get some local spirit. Just see if you like that or not. And then we have the farewell dinner, and luckily Dortmund was playing again on the same evening, and they have the possibility to have screens up in the brewery. It's a traditional brewery, so those who want can watch it. The others just